Armada Book 5 Chapter 1 The Mediums Part 1. After a week from his return from the Maccabee Galaxies, Andrew was spending all his mornings with his son Adam. Ellie beamed to Vicky's house and saw Vicky with Adam and Andrew at their backyard. As usual, she ran and got Adam, who is now walking, kissed him on both cheeks and walked him around. "We have to go to Earth and do this late-night talk show recording," Vicky told Andrew. "About what?" "Well, the TV series have been running for more than a year now, and after the movie became a hit, the series started showing them online. Then this reporter Don, you know him, in coordination with the TV series promoters, ran a story about some similarities we talk about in 2 of our lectures and the TV series. The president approved the talk show, and so we're going there right now. They also have 2 movie stars there who appeared in the TV series and movies as me and Vicky," Ellie said. "That is so strange of a coincidence, if I may say so." "How or why do you think that happened?" Andrew asked, and Vicky smiled. "Darling, that's the theme of the talk show, coincidences of names, theories, physics, and shows. I think that would be fun to watch. Of course, we would appear as 2 crazies again talking about unproven theories and concepts. Then the 2 stars would talk how those theories appear in the shows and vice versa. And because they are movie stars, it's okay, and they are not crazy to their fans. To the fans and regular viewers, only scientists become crazy," Ellie added. "So now we have to have some punchlines to reinforce the crazy part. I can tell you what to say. I'm good at punchlines." "No, you'll get bored. Just stay here with Adam." Andrew really didn't want to go. He's just too lazy about these things, and Vicky knows it. Then Lasheen, Debbie, and Ari appeared, and like Ellie, they took Adam to task. "Wait a minute, you make me take care of Adam while you go out and paint the town red with these girls?" Andrew told Vicky. "No, I may go with them to the first mall, but I will be home quickly after the show." "Fine." Andrew grumbled, feeling dejected, but smiled away. "Here's Adam, make sure you tire him so he will sleep well. If you don't, he'll wake up while you're sleeping, and I know you won't wake up. Then Brad would have to take over." She looked at Andrew, and she knew that he will just sleep it off while Brad does the babysitting work. They beamed to Vicky's ship, which now has a Crimson living in it and some Trunties. The Crimson have made them understand that they can just telepath the ship if they want to become invisible like the Trunties and Crimsons. The Crimson have also taught them how to float when they are Crimson invisible. The girls thought it was fun to be able to float and not walk. To Ari and Debbie, floating was like flying, but flying very low but fast enough, faster than walking if they wanted. The 5 beamed into a very large parking building near downtown San Francisco and made it outside through the office part of the building. They walked to the studio and were ushered into the back. Lasheen, Ari, and Debbie sat at the audience right in front. Ellie and Vicky were taken to the makeup room, where 4 women started fixing their hair and face. Then the 2 movie stars that portrayed them walked in and were surprised to find them in the same makeup room. The 2 stars became excited and pulled out their phones for photographs with Ellie and Vicky. The 2 movie stars asked the makeup artists to take their pictures using their phones. This made the makeup artists feel so strange that the movie stars were so excited to have their pictures taken with the 2 scientists and not the other way around. Ellie and Vicky did not know how to react and were totally surprised. "I like your blonde accented hair. So movie star-like," Ellie told Ellen. Vicky told Ellie telepathically, "I like her shoes even better." "I think Vixie's hair color will suit you well, Vicky," Ellie countered. "My real name is Jamie Richards. You can call me Jamie or Ellen, but I would prefer Jamie. When they told us they will be interviewing us with you and Vicky, we were so excited." "My name is Didith Remings. My friends and relatives call me Didi. Yes, we never imagined we would be meeting the 2 of you in person. We have always tried to meet you, but you are either too busy or out on missions," Vixie said. "I don't know what to say," Ellie said. "You can always make an appointment through the office of the president," Vicky added. "Please, can we at least meet, maybe for dinner or something?" Jamie said. "I will ask my people to bring you over to my house so we can chat. I will try when Ellie is available. How's that?" "We would be very happy. Please, we would be available when you call," Didi said. After a few minutes, somebody opened the door slightly and shouted, "You're on in 2 minutes." Ellie and Vicky walked out into the hall, followed by Jamie and Didi. Then on cue they walked into the stage. As they walked out, the crowd cheered, and the famous night show TV host named Johnny. He was surprised since they were not supposed to cheer this loud. They took their seats behind 2 tables, with Ellie beside Ellen on one table and Vicky beside Vixie on another. The anchor stood between the 2 tables. "Isn't it a coincidence that your names are so close to each other?" Johnny asked. "Yes, it is," Ellie answered. "So Ellie, you're a colonel in the Air Force. What is it that you do?" "I research and I try to come out with theories." "How about you, Vicky?" I am a retired scientist doing personal research and coming out with theories. Johnny turned to Ellen. You started with a TV series that was not doing well at all for a year and moved on to create a blockbuster movie with Vixie here, and the movies made your TV series a hit. You portray an Armada scientist fighting aliens in all sorts of galaxies. Yes, I do. What is it that convinced you to make the movie when the TV series was a long-running flop? I like the role and we try very hard to portray the person as properly as we can. Of course, after doing a lot of the TV series, a movie is just another chapter or part of a season. Vixie added, you have to give proper credit to the roles of people who go through great lengths to prevent slavery and oppression and inequality across the galaxies. I see. The producers have always wanted to make people believe that the events are really true and that they even made it hard for people like me to interview people like you and people like the two scientists here who bears a striking resemblance to your names and talk about the same theories you expose in the TV series. Vicky, Olive put a drone in front of you so everybody can watch the talk show. Andrew told her. Ellie and Vicky kept smiling. Brad, ask Andrew if he put Adam to sleep already. Vicky asked her ship telepathically. He has not yet put Adam to sleep. Brad responded. That was not a question, Brad. Tell Andrew to start putting Adam to sleep. Vicky said. When the movie became a blockbuster, none of the stars, crew or producers were around for any kind of interview. Nobody was there to take the credit. Why is it? Johnny asked. They're probably too busy working. Ellie answered. And you make the movies in places we don't know where you do them. He looked at Vixie. Dee Dee answered this time, we try to keep all our locations secret so we can work without being bothered. A lot of movie groups do this. Johnny turned to Ellie, we interviewed a lot of scientists and they all tell me that the two of you are into black magic with your unfounded theories like the movement of the galaxies and existence of life in the galaxies. Then you expounded theories on how alien societies form and what they could look like. And these theories are all shown in the movie and TV series. And? Ellie asked. Don't you find it strange that the producers picked up your unfounded theories and portrayed them in the movie and TV series? Are you a scientist, Johnny? Vicky asked. No? I was just telling you that scientists think your theories are unfounded. Unfounded to them, yes. A lot of scientists make conclusions on what they found out using whatever technological equipment is available to them. If they have not found these things out, they are unfounded. Then if technology changes and after using this new technology they find out something different, they change their conclusion to reflect what their new instruments or technology made them conclude. How are we so different from the theorists of old when they theorized that the Earth was not the center of the universe? Some, like us theorists, postulate and imagine and we create the math, if needed, to make people understand some theories they have never imagined exist. Of course, the technology that is needed to prove these theories does not exist yet, so the mainstream scientist would have a hard time believing them. We want them to see things differently, to open their imagination to something that may exist out there even if they cannot prove it now with their existing technology, thereby being called unfounded. It's a good thing witch hunting is not popular anymore, otherwise, we would have been burned at the stakes for talking about things people cannot believe. Vicky explained. Johnny turned and looked at Ellie. I think the TV series present these theories fairly. Ellie said. Have you watched the movie or any of the TV series? Johnny asked. Yes, I have seen the movie and it was really good. It portrayed the theories fairly well. Ellie said. Thank you, Ellie. Jamie said, looking at Ellie. Sometimes I feel the movie and TV series were made to support your theories. Johnny commented. We try to make the movies as real as possible and as close as possible to the right theories. Dee Dee said. So they are not as real as the producers want us to believe, but as close as possible? John conjectured. Of course, if we portray something as close as possible to the real thing, this does not mean the real thing does not exist. Jamie explained. Lasheen, Ari and Debbie were impressed by the two stars' answers. At the corner of her eye Lasheen felt something about a guy standing by the right cameraman. Then she looked to her right to see an older guy clapping with a young lady. She noticed the young lady was wearing a familiar necklace. She has one like that. In fact, she has two. The other one she gave to her sister. Ari, Debbie, I don't like that guy in blue shirt. Lasheen telepathically told the two. Ari and Debbie straightened themselves. As trained officers they understood how to prepare for something that might happen. The older guy looked at Lasheen and greeted her. Hello. He said to her. Lasheen nodded a smile. The guy in blue walked in front of them nonchalantly. He stopped, pulled out a gun and pointed it to Jamie. Liar, he shouted. Lasheen stood up and made a lunge toward the man as he was pulling the gun. Ari and Debbie followed a split second later. All of a sudden she was bumped off by the older man who beat her to the gunman by a split second. What she did was force her hips down to her right foot to push jump a second time and took hold of the gun and bent the guy's wrist, freeing the gun. Ellie jumped to protect Jamie and Vicky grabbed Dee to the back of the table. Ari tackled the man down by grabbing both his feet. Debbie took hold of the man's right hand and pulled him down with Ari. In a few seconds the guy was on the floor and was secured. The old man produced a pair of handcuffs and cuffed the man as the two girls pinned him down. "I'm a police detective. Can I have the gun now, young lady?" the old man asked Lachine. Lachine gave him the gun. Then all of a sudden the guy head-butted the old man and made a run to the door. Ellie kicked his feet, causing him to fall on his face. The crowd cheered. "You three and you, Miss Ellie, would have to wait here until the police arrive to give your statements." Vicky told Ellie and the girls telepathically to go along with the police detective and wait for Albert's people to get them out. She told them not to say anything. Vicky told Johnny to wait for the office of the president to give him the authority to show the tape in tonight's show or not. "If you like your show to continue, you better do as I say," Vicky threatened him. Vicky told Brad telepathically to tell General Allen to send some agents to the set and secure the area and the tapes. Brad told her General Allen is already on it. After a few seconds several agents walked in and stood by. She was told several agents are in the main recording room and that they told the staff to leave the room. Several Marines are in the building and in the hall invisible. Then hackers beamed into the recording room and got all the recording of the show. They traced all the satellite feed to off-site backup facilities and sent hackers to the areas as well. The crowd cleared the studio with the help of the agents, leaving the two movie stars, the 5 girls and the police detective and his daughter. The agents took hold of the cuffed gunman and sat him down. Then they took him away. Even Johnny was interviewed by an agent and asked to leave the studio after some time. Ellie introduced Lachine, Ari and Debbie to the two movie stars. The stars, realizing who they were, asked the daughter of the detective to take their pictures with Lachine, Ari and Debbie. The daughter felt strange that the movie stars were acting like fans to the 3 girls. "I'm Detective Rico and this is my daughter-in-law Trina." Then the 2 stars told an agent to take a picture of them with the 5 girls. They pulled the detective and his daughter into the picture. The agent counted 3, 2, 1 and snapped a picture. Trina exclaimed, "One more, use this." "You beat me to the guy, Mr. Rico," Lachine said. "I was closer to him than you were. It's just reflex. But for an old man like me, it's not as fast as I should be." "Hold it," the agent said as he took another picture. "You're not old," Ari said. "Young lady, I will be retiring tomorrow. I was just here because Trina wanted to see her 2 favorite stars. You two move as if you've had some military training." Ari and Debbie did not answer. "If you were not here, I could have been shot." "Thank you very much, sir. If there is anything I can do for you, just tell me," Jamie said. "Do you know the guy?" Rico asked her. "No, never seen him." "What could be the reason a guy would want to kill you?" He said, "Liar." "What would it mean?" "I don't know. But I'm sure the FBI would find out soon enough." "Yes, and why would the FBI be involved in something like this?" And they were quick to respond too. Like they were just next door. 2 FBI agents walked into the room and told Rico that they will be taking over the investigation and will take custody of the gunman. Rico just nodded and did not argue. He just wanted to go out and have the planned dinner with his daughter-in-law. "Thank you very much," Rico told the agents. "You can all go home now. We will get in touch with you tomorrow." The agent said, "My father and I are going to this old steak restaurant for dinner. Would you please join us?" Trina invited, gesturing with her hands. Jamie and Dee said yes, and Vicky told the girls to go on and eat with them. "We would love to have dinner with you. After all, you're the hero of the night," Vicky said. Trina told them the name of the restaurant and they went ahead, leaving them in the studio, which by now is empty except for 4 agents. "Do you girls have cars?" Ellie asked. "No, we just beamed in from the space station," Jamie said. "Brad, beam us near the restaurant," Vicky told him telepathically. They were beamed into an alleyway beside the restaurant. "Vicky, you do realize we are some 30 minutes early," Ellie said. "Yes, I also know this place is across a large shopping mall." They walked out of the alley and across them was a classy mall. "It's closed," Ari said. "We can go invisible and window shop. We can kill time that way," Debbie added. "But we can't buy anything. We can't go anywhere either, so I guess it's okay," Lachine said, thinking out loud. "I thought it was better than nothing. I think it would be fun. Let's all step back into the alley," Vicky said. Then she told the Crimson in her ship to make them invisible. "Did you two go through the Crimson?" Ellie asked Dee and Jamie. Jamie looked at her and, "No," our producer said after a year. "So this blue haze means we're invisible?" Dee asked and Ellie nodded. "Come on," Ari said. They walked across the street. You guys are floating. Our feet touch the ground but your feet doesn't. How do you do it? Jamie asked. We had to learn to do this, Ellie said. As they approached the mall's main door, a skinny girl beside the entrance was crying on the shoulders of an older girl who looked maybe 16 years old. Why are these two girls out here at this time? Ellie thought. They looked like normal kids with clean pastel-colored clothes and flowery slippers. The older kid was wearing fashionable jeans. Ari took notice of the older girl and their eyes met. It's closed, the older girl told Ari, who was looking straight at her eyes. Ari stopped. Wait, you can see us? Vicky and the others stopped. Of course I can see you. I also see you floating while those two are walking on the pavement. So you must be dead like me and Cindy here. The group turned and faced the two girls. You're dead. Like ghosts? Debbie asked. How did you die? Jamie asked. I don't know. But Cindy here was killed by her brother. This is the time she cries because she remembered her father and mother. She felt her brother might kill them too. What's your name, young lady? Vicky asked. I'm Megan. Vicky realized the girl had auburn, almost light brown hair, blue eyes, and a pretty smile. Her face was fresh and she had braces on her teeth. And you don't know how you died? Ellie asked. No, I try to remember but I can't. Megan said. Maybe you're blocking your memories from yourself. Usually you do this to protect yourself or someone you care about. Vicky explained. Maybe. But what good will it do to me if I knew how I died? It might give you some peace of mind. We can help you remember. Do you want to know how you died? Ellie asked. I guess, but I don't think it will make a lot of difference. Vicky was telepathically talking to the Crimson if it can help the two girls. The Crimson said yes. Ellie nodded. Brad, beam us into the Crimson. The group found themselves in the belly of the Crimson. 4 Trunties were there to help. Vicky found the girls were not at all fazed by the looks of the Trunties. Ellie, the Crimson wants to expand the minds of Jamie and Dee Dee. Sungun1 said. The Crimson is asking your permission to read and expand your mind. It will make you more comedic but you will be telepathic, smarter and closer to them. You can decide not to be comedic also, just tell the Crimson. Ellie said. The 2 movie stars nodded. As for you 2 young ladies, we would like to know what happened to you. Would you let us probe into your past and see if we can help you? Vicky asked. Cindy and Megan nodded a yes. 2 Trunties each held their right hands. It's amazing we can see dead people. And we can touch them too, Ari commented. Even amazing, we can read dead people's minds. Debbie added. It would be really amazing if we can help these 2. Vicky said. The Crimson feels so sad. Sungun2 said. Megan, you were raped and shot by this man. Ellie said. A hologram of the face of the man appeared. I remember now. Yes, I was raped and shot. By my father. The girls looked at each other except for the 2 movie stars who were in a trance. Cindy here feels afraid her parents might get hurt by the brother who killed her. Sungun1 said. We can talk to Detective Rico to help us. Ellie suggested. Brad, tell Dr. Chan and Dr. Rain to come over and learn something from Cindy and Megan. Vicky said. What can we teach them? Megan asked. They will just ask a few questions. Brad, look for Linda and Reek and tell them to come over. We need their help. Vicky said. We should form a team to help restless ghosts like Cindy and Megan have some closure. Maybe after we bring them justice they can rest and have peace. Ellie said. That's what I like and I also want to protect my parents. Cindy said. Dr. Chan and Dr. Rain beams in and Vicky explained the situation. Dr. Rain commented, this is amazing. All along our invisibility has already reached this level of existence or non-existence and we never realized it until now. Linda beamed in and Ellie told her about their plans to help the 2. Then Reek beamed in. This time, Vicky explained the situation to him. We have some retired people from the FBI and some from the police. We can ask them to form a team to help the ghosts. Let me get on it and get back to you. Linda said. Reek, I know you're very interested in people, maybe you can take the lead here. Also work with Dr. Chan and Dr. Rain here. Vicky said. We would like to involve a detective we met and with whom we will have dinner in a few minutes. Ellie said. Linda nodded and beamed out. Ellie, you have to realize that there could be hundreds of thousands, even millions of restless souls out there. But then this is my kind of job. Reek said. If we do not help them they will be restless forever. Remember these ghosts will not die anymore or go away. Right. Lasheen said as she saw the 2 movie stars wake up. I think we can help them and learn from them as well. Reek said. I have to go home. Adam woke up and Andrew doesn't like to wake up. Brad is the one taking care of Adam. Vicky said. Go on Aunt Vicky. We can handle this. Ari said. Vicky held Ari's arm and nodded. Vicky disappeared. Megan, Cindy, can you stay here? We would like to work on your case immediately, but you have to help Mr. Reek and these two scientists get some information so we can act properly, okay? Ellie told the two girls. The two nodded. Are you guys hungry? Ari asked. Not really, we have not eaten for a long time. Megan said. Why don't we all go to the mess hall and get something for you guys? You can talk to Mr. Reek and the two scientists there. Ellie said. They all found themselves at the mess hall. The Trundies went straight to a table and sat down. The two girls followed them. Then ice cream in small bowls appeared before them. Chocolate. I love Rocky Road. Cindy said out loud. Reek and the two scientists pulled two chairs from the other table and sat beside the two girls. Reek nodded to Ellie and Ellie smiled. The six beamed back to the alley beside the restaurant. They casually walked in and saw Rico and Trina. They waved at them. The restaurant was fairly busy with 6 out of 10 tables occupied. When they sat down, the waiters suddenly began to talk to each other. The manager got out and introduced himself to the girls. Hello, my name is Jerry, I am Andy's cousin. Two waiters, a man and a woman, were beside Jerry. This is Toby, he will be your server for the night, and this is Jean, you can ask her for anything you like. But you don't have the Australian accent. Ellie commented. I was born here. Do you like your usual Ellie, Lasheen, Ari and Debbie? I got your names right? Yes you did. I would have my usual. Ari said. I would like 3 of my usual. Lasheen said. That would be 9 pieces. Maybe you mean one of your usual, which is already 3 steaks. Jerry told her. Yes, one only. Jerry, this is Jamie, Dee Dee, Rico and Trina. Ellie said. Jerry shook their hands. Wait, you're the movie stars. The two nodded. How is it they know your usual when you have never been here? Rico asked. Andy knows us and Andy's his cousin. Ellie explained. Who's Andy? Trina asked. He's the guy who sells good steak. Ari said. So Rico, what would you have? Jerry asked. Rico told him his order. Trina ordered 1 tenderloin steak and the 2 movie stars ordered 3 steaks each. Jerry and the 2 waiters left. How come you guys order 3 steaks at a time? Don't you ever watch your weight? Trina asked. Never. Jamie replied. Detective Rico? Ellie, call me Rico, after tomorrow I won't be a detective anymore. Mr. Rico, do you know of a case of 2 girls who died and their case was never resolved? Ellie asked. What are the 2 girls' names? Cindy Patrick and Megan Jensen. Yes, I know those 2 missing persons. I handled both of their cases for a year, then it was passed on to another detective, then without any lead, it's now cold dead. There were no bodies to start with. I guess you could say I felt bad I was not able to help solve the case. What if we can help you catch the guy? Ari interjected. How? Rico asked her. We know where the bodies are. But the killer must be caught red-handed with the body. Ellie said. The best is if the killer ends up with the body and as soon as he has it then you nab him. Rico said. Both of the bodies were buried. Megan was buried under their basement floor near the back of the stairs. Debbie said. Cindy's body is buried just outside their house underneath a porch floor. Ellie said. The approach in both cases may be different. Ari said. How do you know all this? Ellie chose not to answer and, we would have to do all of this tomorrow because we may be deployed the next day and we would not be able to follow through. I will make sure we follow through. Jamie said. There are a lot of unsolved murders like this. Dee Dee commented. I think it would be a rousing tribute to end your career with the solution of these 2 murders. Ellie said, smiling at Rico. Who are the killers? Megan was raped and killed by her father. Cindy was killed by her brother. Ari explained. Tomorrow morning, we'll nab the father and in the afternoon we will nab the brother. What we'll do is we would plant a lot of cameras inside the houses. We have to scare the father enough for him to dig the body, and when you see him take it from the ground you enter and nab him. Ellie explained. As for the brother, the approach I believe would be to tell the parents and have them dig the body while we notify the brother about what is about to go down. He will rush to the house and try to control the parents from proceeding with whatever they are doing. It could get ugly, but you have to be prepared. Jamie said. They discussed the possibilities some more since the suspects could be somewhere else. Ellie and the girls received a report from Brad that Max have started to plant invisible video probes in the 2 houses. Rico noticed some silence among the girls for a split second. I like the plan. For a movie star you make good plots. Lasheen said. Like in the movies. Ari commented. I don't know about this. Rico said. All you have to do is sit in the car and we will give you a tablet with all the video feeds. When you see him start raising the body from the ground, you walk and ring the doorbell and nosy around. We will be the ones doing the work. Same as the Cindy case. Ellie countered. Please Rico, we owe this to the girls. Jamie pleaded. Jerry approached them and told them their steaks are ready. He waved to the waiters who started to put their steaks on the table. If I take this case, I would have to involve my old partner, Dave DeMarco. He's a retired FBI agent, but like me he wants to give closure to those cases that are really hard to solve. Great, ask him to sit with you in the car waiting for the right time to act. Lachine said. Actually after this, we are assembling a large team of retired FBI and police detectives like yourself to go after cases like these. There are some scientists involved in the operations. Ellie said. I will foot some of the bill's downside. I can set up a foundation or company if you like and put in $1 million seed money to start this off. We have to have a face out there. Jamie said. I will put $1 million as well. Dee added. Don't worry about money or any of that, I will make sure you and your teams have all you need to help in solving these types of cases. Ellie said. So how did you know about these things? We have mediums. Ellie said. As in fortune tellers? No, as in mediums who can talk to the dead. Ari answered. Would you introduce these mediums to me? After the case of the two girls. Ellie said. Fine, I will call my buddy Dave tonight. You guys are strange. All of a sudden you are so interested in solving the murders of two girls. Trina commented. We have always been strange. Lachine quickly replied. The two movie stars laughed. Trina, I like your necklace. Looks expensive. Jamie switched the conversation. Speaking of strange. It's really strange and unbelievable, but my husband, Rico's son Ronald, gave this to me. He also gave one to my daughter who just graduated high school. Hey, I have one like that too. I also gave one to my sister. Lachine told Trina. Jamie, you're right, it does look expensive. How much is that? Dee asked. It's unbelievable. You won't believe this if I told you. It's $30,000 per necklace. That's about right. I believe you. Jamie said. What I mean by unbelievable is that, my husband did not buy this. Somebody bought the two necklaces for him in one of his trips to the East Coast. The lady paid $60,000 for the two necklaces. Isn't that so strange? He did not even get the lady's name. Ellie looked at Lachine. I'm sure the lady must be a nutcase. Lachine laughed, or do not know the value of money. Ari and Debbie laughed. Then Jamie and Dee laughed. What's so funny? Trina asked. You're right. It's hard to believe. Jamie said. Jerry approached the girls and brought 2 bottles of wine. I think you would like this, Ellie. And this one is for you, Lachine. Also, can the waiters take a picture with all of you when you're done? They told me to ask you, if you wouldn't mind, of course. Of course not, Jerry. We would love to have our picture with them. Ellie said. You guys must be some personalities from somewhere. Rico said. They are. Dee and I are their biggest fans. I noticed that early on. Why is that? Trina asked. It's classified. If I tell you, you would have to sign a non-disclosure agreement and this document submitted to the FBI and Office of the President. Jamie said and laughed as if she told a joke. Don't let this famous thing bother you. So Rico, how long have you been a police detective? Ellie asked. Not long. I was a captain and a pilot early in the war, but I was shot down and I lost my left leg. I realized it would be best for me and my mind to just work as a detective than a commercial pilot. That was 8 years ago and now here I am. Frankly, I solved a few cases but nothing fantastic or monumental. What I don't understand is that you guys intend to form a group just to do this missing persons cases. Trina commented. Actually, the focus would be those unsolved cases where the victim died and their body's missing. Or if there was a body, to give proper closure to the cases. Lachine explained. If you think about it, a case that has turned cold will never give closure to the dead person. Some of them may never rest, for eternity. They will remain restless souls for eternity. Not for a year or 10 years or a lifetime, but for eternity. Jamie said. Or until God decides to take them home. Ellie said, and Jamie held Ellie's hand. If you had a way to do it, wouldn't you do it? I mean, help them? Lachine asked Trina. I would, definitely. So how will I contact you or you me? Rico asked. I have a phone you can call. Jamie said and gave Rico her number. Dee gave Rico her number as well. Rico then gave the 2 girls his number. None of you 4 girls have phones? Trina asked. No, we don't, now. Ari said. And you don't have handbags or wallets or any personal items that you carry around? Trina continued. I have a credit card. Lachine said as she pulled one out. Ellie, Ari and Debbie laughed at how gently and slowly Lachine said it while slowly pulling out the card from her back pocket. Jamie and Dee laughed as well. Jamie told Ellie, "This telepathy thing is really neat." Ellie responded, "Isn't it really? What's up with you two? Are you college students or what?" Rico asked Debbie and Ari. "We're just in our last few months in our internship." Debbie said, "How about you, Ellie? What do you do? Besides research and coming out with theories and math equations?" Trina asked. "I present these theories to scientists. Come out with another theory and present them again and so on." Ellie said. "But people think you're nutcases, you and Vicky." Trina commented. "We know that." Ellie said. "Which one?" Trina asked. "That we know people think we are nutcases. But we're not." Ellie said. "You could say they are famous, nutcases." Lachine said, and everybody laughs. "When are we going to plant the video cameras in the Jensen house?" Rico asked. "We have people doing that as we speak. The father is out of the house in some party at the other side of town. The brother is in the house drinking with his friends, so we would have to wait a bit." Ellie said. "People?" Rico looked at her. "Friends. So Jamie, your plan is to set up the parents. We can have somebody help them dig for the body." Ellie said. "Let me take care of that. My security guy will help them. Somebody must call the brother tomorrow when he's at work and tell him that they are already digging." Jamie answered. "I can do that." Dee said. And she told Ellie and the girls telepathically, "But the parents might be in harm's way. We may have to use the chameleon device." Ellie nodded. "I like this detective work. Maybe I should be a detective in real life." Jamie said. "Or create a detective story within your TV series." Lachine said. "Can I be in on one of those movies?" Trina asked. "Sure, do you have any acting experience?" Jamie countered. "High school drama class. Let me talk to the gods first." "What do you do, Trina?" Jamie asked. "I'm a principal at an elementary school near Glendale, in LA. "Where?" Ellie asked. Trina told her the name of the school. "That's the one beside the freeway to the right?" Ellie asked. "Yes, it is. How did you know?" "I had 2 years of elementary school years there." After a few minutes, "I still cannot understand how you girls can finish 3 steaks each." Rico said. "I want to eat more, but I might feel sleepy." Lachine said. "And you all are not overweight at all. You all look so fit." Trina said. "Exercise." Dee told her. "In our line of work, looking trim is important." Jamie said. "Let's have our pictures with the staff." Ellie said as she waved Jerry over. Jerry introduced all his staff. Even the cooks in the kitchen came out to meet the girls. There were 3 more tables with guests near their table, so they had to move to a large space at one side of the restaurant to take their pictures. Then they had several pictures taken together with Rico being the cameraman. The other guests were wondering what the picture taking was all about. "Here, Jerry, I'll pay for everything," Lachine said. "No, Lachine, everything is on the house." "Why?" Rico asked. "It's our way of saying thank you," Jerry said. "For what?" Rico asked again. "For doing the things you do." "Thank you. Well, I'm not going to insist," Ellie said and started embracing each one of the staff, and Jerry being the last, thanking each one of them for being so nice to them. The other girls followed her example, and this made the staff feel very happy. "Thank you, Ellie, Lachine, girls, you don't know how important this is to us," Jerry said. Rico and Trina were almost over this famous thing, but not completely. When they got out, Rico and Trina proceeded to go to their car around the corner. The girls casually walked the other way, and when they reached the alley made a quick turn and beamed back to the Crimson.